Hey guys, welcome to the Sue and Spanky podcast, episode 10. We cannot believe we're in the double digits now. That's insane. We will be reviewing the vape store prank call this week and just chatting about some random topics like we always do. And also trying a new beverage that was suggested by one of the commenters on the last episode of Sue and Spanky. They said for me to try Coke with lemon. And I'm just going to dive into this topic. They said to try Coke with lemon because I hate Coke now. I was an ICU nurse in the heat of COVID, and I was one of the first to get COVID. We kind of knew, oh God, well, not the first in the world, but just the first on my unit. It was kind of like just showing its face in the hospital at this time. Oh my gosh, Winston. Anyway, I got really sick. I had like that first strain that people were literally dying over.
Yeah.
And I know COVID's not real, but people were literally dying over that. And I got that strain, and I know exactly who I got it from. It was in the ICU at work, but ever since then, I lost my taste and smell for like a whole year. And I was an ICU nurse. I took care of patients who were intubated and sedated, and they couldn't tell me when they shat themselves. And I literally couldn't smell their poop. And that was the best part of it, but couldn't taste anything. But slowly my taste came back, and my smell is back too, but neither are what they used to be. My taste, I feel like I'm just used to it at this point, maybe, or maybe it is back to its full strength. I don't know, but I can't eat certain foods without just being disgusted by the taste. Like peanut butter, anything with peanut butter, I hate. I only can drink Dr. Pepper now, and like maybe root beer. I've not tried every single soft drink, but like the common ones like Mountain Dew, Coke, Pepsi, like those, RC, whatever. All of those are nasty. Even the diet versions. The only ones I really like are Zevia, any Zevia drink, and I like Dr. Pepper. And that is why I have a new Dr. Pepper addiction, because it's like the only fizzy Coke drink that I really like, because Zevias are still kind of ass. Like they're healthy, they're good for you, but they're ass. Are they really healthy for you? I don't know. Anyway, I hate Coke, but this girl said put fresh squeezed lemon juice in the Coke, and it will taste normal to you, Sarah. After having COVID, she said that she had the same issue, and somebody had the same issue that she knows, and they like it. So we're gonna try that.
Let's see.
Yep.
Because you used to like Coke a lot.
I used to drink it a lot. I really did.
Cheers.
And it's just crazy that it's never went back. You know, my taste.
Well, it came back for a lot of stuff, but you used to like peanut butter too, if I remember correctly.
It's just like permanently
charred,
damaged. And I've looked it up. It's like that early COVID especially damaged your neurons, like the like nerves in your brain damaged that control like your taste and smell. It can damage those, and I think that mine are just fried. I don't know.
Let's see what we got.
Just fried. I'm rambling, aren't I?
Cheers. I don't think you are.
I do taste the lemon a lot more, but it still has that taste like that. It almost tastes like burnt plastic or something. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't taste normal. And I'm not a big citrusy person, but I will say if I had no choice but to drink Coke and I had a lemon, this would work. So.
It doesn't even taste like Coke to me.
What does it taste like?
Almost like a Sprite. But I'm getting over some illness right now too, so I might be kind of wonky.
What illness are you getting over?
Just I've had a cold. It's nothing serious.
I didn't know you had a cold.
It's been pretty mild.
That's crazy. But I know he's a man, but he like hides sickness more than any person I know. Like he's had strep and kept going. And he eventually broke down and went to the doctor, but like he does not complain about being sick like your typical man. I shouldn't say that, but that's, you know.
True.
It's true.
It's true.
Okay. I don't think I really like it, but it's not terrible.
appreciate the suggestion.
Yes. Thank you guys. We always love suggestions. What drink should we try next? Let us know.
You got through that a lot better than you have regular Cokes in the past, though. Because in the past, you couldn't even finish the sip. You had to hawk it out.
That's true. That's true. I have nowhere good to put this phone.
All right. It looks like our first topic for today, other than the drink, is does Spanky think Sue is annoying?
Oh, this is said a lot in the comment section. Like when people want to be an ass, they're like, I bet her husband is so annoyed. When is her husband going to leave her?
Husband looks so annoyed. Stuff like that. I have a very blank, I feel like, expressionless face. I really feel like I don't react outwardly a lot. So I feel like people see me just straight-faced while you're doing your thing, and they take that for me being annoyed of it, but it's really not the case. I'm a fan, so I'm a Sue Dillon villain. Really, I'm among the first Sue Dillon villains. In fact, I think I'm the first.
Yeah.
So it doesn't annoy me. I'm not tired of it. It will never get old to me. I still laugh at it. I still go back and laugh at some of the old ones. So
That's sweet.
does it annoy me? No.
Thank you.
So I just what does annoy me is sometimes the negative comments. Sometimes those can get under my skin, and those do annoy me. But if you got haters, you must be doing something right.
That's right.
Winston Churchill.
I don't want this anymore.
I'll
Just
keep
the
it over.
dust. I hate the
Keep it over
dust.
Like when you finish Chick-fil-A fries and you get to the bottom and it's just fry shrapnel.
Yep.
Not ideal. But no, I thought I'd have more to say about that, but I really don't. I don't think it's annoying at all. I think it's funny.
It's always
No
some other
complaints.
man saying it too. It's never like a girl, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, it is strange how that breaks down.
Yeah.
I don't know. All
I'm
right.
being a little sexist on this episode.
You are. Yeah. You're really oppressing males. It's not okay. I don't know why you're laughing. All right. I guess next we can go into some New Year's goals if you like.
Okay.
You got any? Any
Well,
resolutions?
I was going to talk about this because I usually like make a list of like unattainable goals and I meet a lot of them, but I stress myself out to meet them. Like getting all A's, playing guitar every day,
Splitting the atom, just things like that.
just like random. I'm trying to even think what I put. Like saving, I put like saving $30,000 one year. That did not happen. It didn't.
Yeah.
But I did save a lot more money than I would have if I didn't make the goal. But I always make like these super high achieving goals. But this year, I don't really care to. I just want to have like stupid goals. Like I want to. What was one of them? You tell me yours first, and while I think, because I had some like funny goals, but like that were good. Like I want to learn how to do a cartwheel, because I don't know how to do a cartwheel.
You're like Creed from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I want to do a cartwheel, but not a big deal, and nobody freak out or something.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah. I feel like I've had very specific goals before, and this year I'm going to try more generalized goals. So I just want to read more, run more, and maybe work just a little bit more overtime, get a little bit more pocket money. But nothing in particular. Just reading and running is the main ones because they make me happy. So I feel like if I could have more time to do those, which I do have the time, then I would be happier.
That's really what I want to work on, is just enjoying life a little bit more. Maybe I do want to like write a complete stand-up like show, like a 45-minute stand-up piece, which I've got 10 minutes of it wrote now. And I've got more ideas. I just haven't sat down and like wrote them. And you really have to meet with people that write comedy to get the ball going. So I'm going to have to make some more like appointments doing that. Anyway, I also want to
I like it.
I also want to I want to hit 1 million followers on TikTok. I'm kind of close. It just depends. I don't know what could happen, but I thought that I might do that by December because my account really grew this year, like very fast. But it didn't happen. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but we did grow a lot. So that's my goal. I think I could meet that by next year. I think that's realistic. For no real reason, just to do it. Like, it's not like it's going to really change anything for me. It's just kind of like a flex, if anything. So it would just be a cool achievement to say I did it.
I agree completely. I think it's definitely coming.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be nice to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of give you a little assurance that you're doing things right. And
Yeah.
people who say you're not clearly don't know what they're talking about.
I had this whole list of like goals in my head that I really wanted to do, but I have forgotten all of them.
Are they
I want to
goals?
make bread.
Make bread.
I don't make bread ever. Like I never bake breads. I really want to learn how to bake breads.
Would you rather bake breads or break beds?
I think that would kind of scare me if I broke a bed, like being on it and breaking it.
Yeah.
Like Twilight.
Like from jumping on it. Did that happen on Twilight? They jump on a bed?
On the honeymoon, they broke the bed, like in, what was it? Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Did they at any point bake bread?
I don't think that they baked bread on the show, although I'm sure Edward Cullen has baked bread in his 100+ years of living.
But they don't consume bread.
No,
right?
But they have all this time.
That's true. He probably had a hobby. I bet he was a sourdough guy. Interesting. All right. Well, moving right along. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm on our live right now. We do have a TikTok for Sue and Spanky, and one of our good friends on here, Mike, said he cannot wait for Dolly's. I really want to have a party when I hit 1 million at Dolly's Bar, the White Limousine, and I want to like somehow rent the place out. I'm trying to think of how to do this. I'm probably going to have people purchase tickets just to break even because I'm sure that's not cheap. But if they like paid for tickets and we had like mimosas and like karaoke and all wore mullets and we were all just like camaraderie at Dolly's Bar, I think that would be so damn fun.
That's a nice bar too.
It is. That's like one of my favorite places to go.
I like it.
So.
I like it. Do the roar. Do it.
It's really bothering me that I can't remember those goals I had. I'm like, where did it go?
I'm sure they'll come to you. Did you write them down? I'm sure they'll come back to you.
I really want to do other skits this year too. Like I started Earl and then I chickened out and quit doing Earl just because Sue is such a strong force on my page. People get kind of mad. People get mad no matter what. But right. I'm trying to think of how like to gently introduce other characters, or maybe just to do prank calls in my normal voice, but I just know it's going to generate some like hate and people are going to be upset. So at this time I am not mentally ready for that.
Right.
But I do want to have other stuff, and I do want to like branch out and do other like comedy type things on live with Sue. I'm just not really sure what yet, but I don't like to force stuff. I like to just kind of let it come because that's how Sue even started, was just like me doing my thing like we always do, like me and you doing our thing like we always do. And I think that that's the beauty of it. So.
Very well said.
Yeah. I'm not trying to stress about it.
No. I feel like if it comes organically, that's when you know it's good.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever you sit there and you try to plan it and introduce it,
it's usually not as good.
Yeah, it feels forced.
Yeah.
How about a tier list?
Okay.
In a tier list, excellent suggestion Sarah made to tier list breakfast restaurants, which I'm excited about because breakfast is my favorite food. I think it's your favorite food category too, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I've got some.
I don't know if I have a favorite food category. I don't think I could pick a specific food category. I think if I had to pick one, it would be dessert.
Ooh, dessert is good. But breakfast is kind of desserty too if you do it right.
Yeah.
All right.
True that.
Here's the list, just so you can see it.
Okay. Are you screen recording that?
I am.
Great.
We want to start with IHOP. What do you think of IHOP?
I think it's ass.
I agree. I'm not a big IHOP guy. I especially didn't like, do you remember that one year, I think it was like 2016 or 15, where they changed their name to IHOB with a B?
No, what did the B?
It stood for burgers. International House of Burgers instead of pancakes. They were trying to bring light to the fact that they don't just serve breakfast.
But the pancakes were their specialty.
Exactly. And they went around to all the locations and they flipped the P into a B. It was absurd. Yep. And I didn't like that. And I also don't like the food because I think it's mid. So I think I'm going to give it a mid scoring. I'm probably going to put it in D. Is it okay with you?
Yeah.
It's also kind of expensive.
I would almost say F.
You want to put it in F?
Yeah.
I'll put it in D.
It's really not even good.
You really want to put it in F?
I hate it. It's not good.
I'm okay with F.
And it's expensive. But kids do eat for free with 2 adult meals.
They eat for free?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's D.
Okay.
Let's give it D. Okay.
But did you see that poison they were serving from the Wonka movie?
What?
It was like colored pancakes and like foam and shit.
Yeah, they're purple, right?
Yeah, that was cancer.
It literally gives people cancer?
I would think. Because of how much
Okay,
food coloring it has
now you're
in it.
making some pretty outlandish claims.
I don't think it was healthy.
It didn't look good. It looked disgusting. I wouldn't eat it.
Not
Maybe
that
if it
I'm
were
like the
great.
health police, but like, I wouldn't
Right.
eat that.
Yeah, I would not want to put that into my body. IHOP. Try again. Starbucks breakfast menu. Not just as a coffee shop, but their breakfast.
See.
That ham and cheese croissant is so good.
Every time I go through a drive-through with him, I say something ridiculous to the drive-through order person. What do you call them? The staff. Yeah. So when we order a croissant, I say croissant. And they're like, a croissant? And I'm like, yes, a croissant.
I believe I started saying croissant, and you looked at me as if I were crazy.
You did, but I
now you
do it to people's faces, unlike you.
It's infectious. It's so fun. Try that next time if you're watching this. Go through the drive-thru, say croissant or something like that. So you're wanting to give it a C? I'm thinking at least B.
Some of their...
But I haven't had everything. You might know more than me.
I just wish they had more of a... But their egg white bites are good. And they're filling. But it's just so expensive for what you get.
Okay. I'm fine with C.
And it's like frozen food that they heat up.
What?
They don't make it there.
No.
And so you can kind of tell. So I don't really like Starbucks breakfast that much, but I mean I eat it a lot because I go to Starbucks a lot.
I'll give them C tier, but if it weren't for the ham and cheese croissant, I would be very indifferent as to their grade. All right, moving right along. How about Hardee's?
Hardee's is an A tier. S tier.
What? I'm not putting an S.
Biscuit and gravy.
The biscuit and gravy is good, but it's not.
Their biscuits are like no other. Their coffee is good.
Yeah, but their eggs are not good.
No.
They're like
I never get
over.
eggs.
Well, if you get like an egg on a biscuit, though.
That's fine.
I'm fine with B.
A.
A?
Because I would say S, so let's meet in the middle. It's
All
A.
right, let's meet an A. I just...
Oh,
slash
God.
Carl's Jr., if you will.
He actually... No, I know that we play a lot, but Winston actually just vomited.
It's probably that little tiny piece of chocolate he ate. Winston.
Is it actually vomit, or is he just gagging?
It's okay, buddy.
Is he okay? Baby. Good? Coughing up a lung? It's like just a little booger.
He looks fine. Winston. You okay, bud? Come here. Come to your dad.
Poor baby. Well... Ugh, a chunk of it just came out on you. It's like it was a piece
of that toy.
Oh.
It's okay, Winston.
Sorry for the intermission.
Might have to cut that out. I don't know. All right, Hardee's slash Carl's Jr. A tier. I'm okay with it. All right, speaking of vomit, and this is gonna get me unpopular. McDonald's breakfast. Not a fan. I'm not a McDonald's breakfast guy. I think it's mid. I think it's overpriced. I went there recently and got breakfast. I say recently, maybe a year ago. And I will be dying if that didn't cost me like $10.
Yeah,
and I
would say it's
McDonald's.
D.
McDonald's in general
C, D.
is hitting the D tier in so many categories for me. The ice cream machine never works. We got an iced coffee there the other day that was undrinkable. It was so sugary. It was completely undrinkable. Their hot coffee's good, but that's all they've got. The breakfast is crazy expensive. The lunch and dinner is crazy expensive, and it's disgusting. I mean, if I'm sober, McDonald's is not on the menu, period.
When I have a trash day, I order McDonald's. There was one time last semester that I was at clinical, and I deleted a report that was 12 pages long, and it took me probably 8 hours to do.
I remember that happening.
It was just, well, I didn't delete it. It was just literally gone off my computer.
You couldn't find it.
Could not find it. It was like as if it never saved. And I ordered McDonald's that day. I ordered a quarter pounder and some fries.
Yeah.
And a Dr. Pepper.
Probably cost you $12.
It was more than that because I DoorDashed it.
Probably cost you $50.
Yeah. So I love a good Big Mac when I'm having a bad day.
I'll eat the burger and the fries are good. And I'll get like a McChicken, that's fine. But the breakfast specifically, the breakfast menu, which is what we're going over,
Yeah.
I'm putting it in D.
I just never think of McDonald's, honestly, like, unless I'm having a very, very bad day.
I'd have to be traveling to roll the dice on McDonald's breakfast, and even then, I'd really look for something else, like Wendy's, which is
Yeah.
better.
I'd probably just go into a gas station and get those little donuts with the chocolate-covered donuts.
I did that last time when we were coming over from Myrtle Beach,
Mm-hmm.
and I sat there in the driver's seat and ate them, and that was a good choice. All right. Where do you stand on Krispy Kreme, speaking of donuts?
Is that a breakfast?
It's a store, and they serve breakfast food.
Do they?
They serve donuts.
So you consider donuts a breakfast food?
I mean, yeah. Don't you?
I don't know. I guess. Yeah.
If we're just doing it based on donuts, I'm going high. Krispy Kremes go down
Krispy Kreme
so
is like
easy.
the best.
It's like a goated donut.
I would say it's S tier.
I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A because I've got my S in mind, and it's not.
So
Krispy
it's
Kreme.
your S.
What's your
it's
S?
It's gonna be S tier.
What's your S?
Hardee's.
Okay, I'll put
Waffle House.
I was gonna say, spoiler alert, Waffle House.
Okay, then we can just do Waffle House.
Krispy Kreme belongs in A tier. It's good. I think they have coffees and stuff. I think they're expanding just a little bit, but I'm not sure. But just based on their donuts alone, they deserve A tier because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with the GOAT since the cat's out of the bag. Waffle House has got to be S. I'm sorry. I don't mean to knock Hardee's.
It never is bad. Like, even if you go to a bad Waffle House, the food is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
The service might be shitty. It might be a little scary there. You might be afraid you're going to get shot. But the food is going to taste delicious.
But more often than not, it's not only the food delicious, but more often than not, the service is great.
I have this itch to work at Waffle House. I don't know why, but I think I could just kill it working at Waffle House. I wouldn't be afraid to throw a chair at somebody if I had to. And I would hustle.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would struggle with is like the sharpness of the workers between each other. They're kind of like curt and sharp with one another. I would probably get my feelings hurt. But everything else I could do, I feel like I could just go, Energizer Bunny there.
It's a tinderbox out there. Everyone's on edge. Everyone's working. I never see them sitting down. When you go there and no one's there, they're cleaning
There's nowhere
windows.
to sit.
They're cleaning bathrooms.
Got time to lean, got time to clean, honey.
They are hustling. What is this? You got time to lean, you got time to clean?
That's what they say.
Where?
In
the
food
military?
service.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
They do.
But Waffle House has to be my S tier. I like Hardee's too. I would love to put Hardee's in S tier, but if Waffle House is on here, I can't. I just can't do it, man. Waffle House is goated. Everything is good. Everything smacks. Cracker Barrel.
It has really gone downhill since after COVID.
I agree.
Like, since everything opened back up, it's just not as good.
No, and they've completely revamped their menu.
Their serving sizes are very small.
Yeah.
And I always get full pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But I leave there sometimes with certain dishes, not all of them, not like the grandma sampler or something like that with a lot of food. But if I just get like a meal there, I kind of leave not really fully satiated. I feel a little hungry.
Yep.
So I would still give it a B though.
I'm thinking B as well, and I think it's their breakfast menu that's really saved them because their breakfast is historic.
The pancakes are still good and everything's still good. It's just maybe it's the service that's mainly disappointing now at ours. And we are the home of the first Cracker Barrel. Lebanon, Tennessee is. So the one we go to is the second ever opened up Cracker Barrel.
That being said, they're clearly overworked at the Cracker Barrel. I feel bad for the employees because they hustle too. Okay, they're doing a hustle, and there are people in this community, especially older people, who go to Cracker Barrel and expect. I think they're very difficult. I think their clientele can be kind of difficult,
and they leave no tip if you're like a lot of other older relatives of mine. They probably don't leave a good tip.
Yeah, and they're very difficult, very very difficult. So I sympathize with you, Cracker Barrel, but at the same time, stop trying to fix what's not broken. Denny's, I put Denny's on here. I've never ate at Denny's. I don't think
I've
you
never ate
either.
at Denny's, so I don't think I can answer.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it down. I'm actually gonna delete it. Never ate at Denny's. I'm pretty sure Denny's is like the West Coast Waffle House because they don't have Waffle House out there, but they have Denny's. So let us know in the comments. Do you have Denny's? Is it about like Waffle House? If you've been to both, is it as good as Waffle House? Because I kind of doubt it, but I know they're without Waffle House. So just let me know. Denny's. Very curious. I also put Dunkin' Donuts on here, kind of in the same vein as Krispy Kreme.
I
love their coffee.
It depends on the one you go to, because the one on West Main,
ooh,
so bad. Their coffee tastes like it. It depends. You're either gonna get a good coffee or you're gonna get one that tastes like dirty dishwater.
Yeah.
And if I'm feeling if I'm feeling a little trashy, I'm gonna get Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee with cream and sugar, and I'm gonna crunch on the sugar when I drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to be in the mood for Dunkin'. It is cheaper
than
Starbucks. Yeah, if you get like a basic coffee. But their donuts just aren't good, and their food really isn't great. I'd say it's worse than Starbucks.
I think their coffee's good. I think their donuts are mid-tier.
They're like kind of dry.
It's no Krispy Kreme. They are dry. They're very dry. And I think they have sandwiches. I've never had a breakfast sandwich from Dunkin', so I'm thinking C.
They do have sandwiches. I would go there quite a bit in Chattanooga when we lived near one, but I don't really ever want Dunkin'. If there's nothing else around, I'll go.
Yeah, I don't crave it.
No.
If I go there, I get a black coffee and that's it. So I'm going to C-tier it.
That's fair.
I'd have to try more of their menu to really... I feel like if I tried more of their menu, I'd probably bump it down to D-tier. Sorry. And then, finally, this one's a little special for us. I don't think a lot of our viewers will understand, but I had to put it on here anyway. Milk and Honey.
Oh.
They have a couple locations in Tennessee. There's one in Chattanooga. There's one in Nashville. It's like this brunch place. Mimosas,
so good,
salads. They have
so good.
A bunch of drinks. They have a huge brunch, breakfasty type menu. It's so good. Every time we go to the one in Nashville, it is slam packed. I know they have locations in Tennessee. I don't know how many they have outside.
I don't know either.
But it is so goated.
Yeah, that place is something special.
Chef's kiss.
Our waitress knew Sue Dillon last time. We were just sitting there, like, there was no talk of Sue, and at the very end she was like, "Hey, are you Sue Dillon?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I didn't want to be weird during your meal." I was like, "It's fine." But it was so funny. I was like, so honored to be recognized at Milk and Honey.
Right, at the GOAT of restaurants. Where do you want to put it?
S tier.
I was thinking the same. I'm still gonna say
the Nutella cappuccino,
Nutella latte.
If you want something healthier, get that kale Caesar salad. It is so good.
That does look.
I don't even like kale that much, but their kale Caesar salad is so good. Literally anything they have is good. They have a good Nutella Pop-Tart. It's so cute there too. It's like a lot of those cute places aren't as good, but theirs is cute and it's delicious. It kind of reminds me of Tupelo honey. I feel like there's a lot more Tupelo honeys.
Yeah.
Maybe just in the South. I really don't know if it's like all around the U.S., but there's Tupelo honeys in like touristy areas. And it's kind of like Tupelo honey, but better, is what I would say. They have more coffee options than Tupelo honey.
I definitely agree. Tupelo honey's good too, though.
Yeah, it is. And it's a different kind of good.
They have more extensive lunch menu, but it is different. It's good, though. Milk and Honey is just one of those places. If you're ever in Nashville, you got to stop by. It's so good.
It's the Gulch. You can shop.
That's the thing. You have to wait for a table. I've never not had to wait for a table, but there's so much shopping right there that you can walk to.
We always go to Lululemon and drop an absurd amount of money that we shouldn't.
Been known to do that. Cool. Well, I guess that wraps up the breakfast tier list. Does that look about right to you?
Yeah, there's no Fs.
No Fs, because breakfast doesn't have Fs, man. No Ls here.
That's fine.
Let's see. Knock that one out. Let's jump straight ahead into reviewing the vape prank store. So I'm going to get that pulled up. Is this one where we called Karma?
Yes, I was blanking.
Just let me do... Oh, good Lord, I don't think it's in the playlist I thought it would be in.
People are being so sweet to me on here. I love it.
No. On where? On the live?
Yeah.
going to take me a minute to find this.
You know what I want? I want some Cosmos. I know that I was just like going on and on about Dr. Pepper, but my favorite alcoholic drink is a Cosmo. And it's a problem because it's like mostly vodka.
You've always liked Cosmos.
And it only takes one.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
I found it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Appeared on the window of your store, and I was just so appalled by that. And I went inside, and I saw some of your neon lights were flickering.
This was the very first prank call we videoed of me using the voice to prank call, although I have done that plenty of times before. Mm-hmm. But this was my sister's girlfriend, and she is the manager of a vape store, which is not good for you. Do not do that. We're not condoning the use of that. But anyway, we didn't even film the very beginning part of it because I was like,
no,
get it on video. I want to send it to Mary, my sister Mary, because I just wanted her to see it because it was funny. But I prank call my sister I used to all the time, and she would always be like, sis, I know it's you.
But we knew we could pull the wool over her girlfriend's eyes.
It was actually Mary's idea. She was like, please prank call Karma because I really think she would fall for it. And this is kind of what started it. We posted this one, but it didn't go viral. I think it had like 300 views.
It went viral after the other videos.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, there's more.
Yeah. But I really didn't even know my profile was public at this time. Like, I was just posting them for my friends. Yeah. And then your dad's blew up, and I was like, wow. Oops. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
But this is also a re-upload. So we got more likes, more comments, more views. This is just where we uploaded it again.
Oh.
And I just thought, I would want to tell the manager because I know that you're probably keeping that place spick and span, honey.
Okay, so wait, say that one more time. What was wrong?
Which part do I need to repeat, honey?
Just back up to the first part. I heard about the neon lights flickering, but what was before then?
There was some dog shit. Oh no, baby, I need to take a hit of my vape. Hold on. Okay.
The only time Sue Dillon has ever canonically vaped.
Yeah.
Right there. And even then, it was clearly fake.
But it wasn't Sue Dillon at the time. This was just...
this is before the name was
we didn't have
there.
her named.
Yeah. What would you have done if she'd asked your name? Who knows what
we would have said?
Could be completely different here.
That's what's the craziest thing to me is that the name was perfect for the character, and we literally did not premeditate the name.
No.
It just ploop popped out.
Came out of nowhere.
We improv'd the name, and it stuck. And that's what is the most amazing thing to me. Like, what if I would have said a bad name?
Yeah.
Would this have even taken off? That's why I think this is like a God thing. I feel like this is meant to be, which is kind of sappy, but
no,
I don't know.
I think so too.
Yeah. I think it's just like God's way of helping me get to like the path of life I'm supposed to be on, because I think I wasn't heading anywhere towards this before. I was a nurse. I am still a nurse, but like just not doing anything to do with like content creation or comedy, and probably never would have tried. Mm-hmm. But it makes me feel very happy and fulfilled.
Well, and the fact that you didn't even know your account was public shows that this was not something that was on your radar.
No.
It just happened.
And it's so funny because Mary wanted it so bad. Like my sister, she's like, I want to be TikTok famous.
At one time, yeah.
So.
She was all about it, and then you just did it by accident. It's funny.
It's just funny, like when you think about all the logistics of it.
I think it's just some people some people find it, and some people it finds them.
Yeah.
Maybe. There was some dog shit. Smeared on the window. I was appalled. I saw who did it. Smeared.
Wouldn't you though?
Yes.
What do you have to say about that?
I don't know. I feel like that was a good call, and that's when I was like laughing more because it was people that I knew. It's easier to not laugh when you don't know the person because I can't like picture the person reacting or anything.
Right.
But like my family, whenever they would answer, and I could just picture them being fooled by the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That is what makes me laugh. Like it's them, really. It's not like I'm never laughing at myself. It's like I'm laughing at them falling for the joke, I guess, is what's funny to me usually.
Right. I agree. She was such a good sport about it too. She was like, what, who smeared what on the wall? Like, she didn't care about that.
So sweet.
She was like, what's with the lights? The lights aren't working, because she takes her job really seriously, and she's a good manager.
She's a very good manager.
So she would be, to this day, if someone did a call similar to that, she'd be like, what's going on with the lights? I need to know about this. It's just funny.
Yes, the neon lights flickering. I was going to say, the reason dog shit was even a thing then is because we lived in an apartment complex, and almost every week, at least multiple times a week probably, we would get emails about dog shit. And they'd be like, we're going to be finding you if your dog is pooping, and they would like send details like, we know this belongs to a large dog, and they were just so condescending with their emails, and it was like all the time there'd be signs put on our doors about dog shit. Obviously they said dog poop,
and it was not that big of a problem.
I didn't think it really was. We kind of picked up after our dogs, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I didn't, because it was raining or something.
That's everywhere. But
there were dogs running loose.
Yeah, no leash, no nothing.
Shitting and pissing everywhere, so it wasn't just us.
They also had a car wash station with like this like pressure wash wand. It wasn't an actual pressure washer. It was kind of light. But they sent out another email with, they put letters on the doors, and they were like, someone has seen fit to use the pressure wand car wash area to draw on the concrete an obscene image, which you can imagine what the obscene image was. And they were like, we have shut off the water until further notice,
which is ridiculous.
People can't handle this. And I'm like, dude,
we pay for this.
Yeah, like, this is a luxury apartment. It's expensive.
Luxury living.
And at that time, like, the pool was not functional. They were hollering about dog crap every other day, and now we couldn't use the car wash area. And if you live in an apartment, I feel for you, because you can't wash your car. You have to go to a car wash.
That was the only time I've ever seen a car wash.
And it was nice. It was a nice amenity, and it's something that made us go, hey, let's stay here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very frustrating. Just the people there were on such a power trip. It was really annoying.
It was so annoying. But that's why dog shit was a theme at the beginning. And then I know the joke is probably getting old, but people request that.
We give the people what they want. And whenever they request a call, that is what they want.
That's what they want. And also, I've told you I've been doing a little bit of comedy work lately. And my comedy teacher for stand-up said, ignore people when they say your jokes are old. Comedians use the same jokes for years, 10 years sometimes. They use the same skits.
Yeah.
And even if you're feeling like it's old, it's not old, because there's so many people that haven't seen it. So that is a comment that actually gets on my nerves, because I'm like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to change the content just for you? Like, yeah. But I'm aware that the joke has been played a lot, and maybe we do beat a dead horse with it, but that's what the people want, and that's what goes viral on my TikTok. I post all kinds of different videos, but those are the ones that take off. I don't know why. They just do. It's just what people like. I think that's what people think are funny, but I do like a variety of other calls, like based on requests, and I try new stuff sometimes, and like sometimes it's just a flop. The algorithm doesn't like it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad prank call per se, but like the algorithm just didn't push it out. So
it's the same with movies. Like, how many Fast and Furious movies have they made that are fundamentally the same, but people still like them? People still go see them.
Yeah.
And there are people who say, oh, this is getting old, but it's clearly not getting old to some people. Like, some people go watch every single one. No, so who cares? Someone likes it.
Yep.
Enough people like it that it's successful. Same with your calls.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I have to say about that.
The last thing on the list is SHART stories.
Oh.
I have a quick one. I sharted whenever I had my wisdom teeth out. They gave me medication to take for it.
This was your colonoscopy.
Was it wisdom teeth?
No, you had a colonoscopy.
Oh, okay. Well, I had my wisdom teeth out. I sharted once.
Okay, sorry.
That was
I didn't know about that.
Completely random in college. Because they gave me medication. I took it one time, and it really hurt my stomach, like really bad, and I sharted. End of story. But whenever I had my colonoscopy, I had a colonoscopy, and I'm perfectly healthy, by the way. But I woke up from the gas, and they were like, "Oh,
hold up." He got a colonoscopy because he was having magic marker wipes after poop.
Okay, I also had a childhood friend that we went to church with who died of colon cancer. It
So
was
you were scared
really sad, and I didn't,
of
I
that. I didn't
lost
know
touch
that.
with him. Well, he's friends with my brother, and we
I'm
all went to
sorry.
church together. No, it's okay. And he died of colon cancer, and I was having like bowel issues, and I went to the doctor, and I was like, "Hey, I know I'm probably overreacting, but I just lost a friend to colon cancer, and I was just wanting to come in and get checked out." And she was like, "Well, it's really mature of you to come in." She was like, "The problem you're describing sounds benign." She was like, "But we really won't know unless you get a colonoscopy." And she was like, "It's covered by your insurance, so we can just go ahead and schedule that." So I was like, "Well, let's just go ahead and schedule it because I want to make sure, just for the memory of my friend." So I did it, and they put me under. I completely conked out. And whenever I came to, they're like, "Oh, can I get you anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Just can I get a Coke?" Because I was really craving something sugary because I hadn't eaten in like 24 hours because I was kind of crashing. And then as she was leaving, I just without thinking, I sat up and I had a fart and I let it go and I sharted myself and it was disgusting. And then the nurse brought me a rag and I cleaned myself and it was absurd. But beyond that, before the colonoscopy, they gave me this potion that I had to drink. You remember that?
Oh God.
And dude, I crapped for like 3 hours straight. My body was so empty. I mean, it was
You
a
said you were
despicable thing.
shaking.
I was quivering like a beat dog. I was holding the cabinet. It was
Makes me think you had
bad.
some kind of electrolyte problem.
I don't know. From what I'm told, the potion just does that to people.
Mm.
And I just had to ride that horse for like 3 hours. And then I went to bed and I woke up and I had to take it again. And it was another 90 minutes on there. So that's why I was surprised I sharted, because if you had told me there was any ounce of excrement left in my body, I'd have called you a liar. So the fact that I was able to produce fecal matter just shows how full of shit I am.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's your shart story, honey? Can you top that?
I have a few, but the last time I sharted, I guess, is what I'll tell, because I have like 3 separate occasions where I've sharted and I remember.
Give the people what they want. This is content that they seem to like.
I know. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the galaxy. Who sent that? Brett? Brett, how did you find me here? Thank you, Brett.
Shout out, Brett.
Brett is a really, really awesome Sue Dillon skid mark, and he shows up and he shows out. He
Smoother
does.
than a fresh dry Skippy.
Yeah.
Bruno
Brett
Mars.
is like, I'm gonna remember, he's gonna flash before my eyes on my, like, when I'm passing. Thank you, Brett. The carousels and the galaxies and all the things he sends me are gonna flash in my eyes, and it's gonna be a fond memory.
He sends gifts I didn't even know existed.
I know.
He's got some creativity going on.
But anyway, my shart story. So I had a dragon fruit and a coffee. And that dragon fruit will make you poop, but I didn't know this at the time. This was the first time I'd ever ate one, and I ate the whole thing.
Oh, see, I've only ever had a half.
And I drank a black coffee on an empty stomach. And I was wearing sweatpants, and they were very baggy.
Where was this at?
And I was wearing
house?
no underwear. Yeah.
Oh no.
Because sometimes I sleep with no underwear on, and I put my like baggy pajama pants on.
Oh no.
It's so comfortable. But there was nothing to catch the poo poo. Thank you so much, Brett. So I was in our bedroom by the dresser, and I was like ripping chainsaw farts. Like, it was, honestly, I was laughing at myself because of how they sounded. And it was just it was nasty. And I did it again in there because I was like, oh, it's going to be another chainsaw fart, and it's going to be like they would go on and on and on. Like, it was comical. I wish I had it on video. And this one, literally, it's like my butthole opened and it just poured.
Like the Demogorgon.
It just poured and I couldn't stop it. And it was like leaking onto the floor. So I really had diarrhea on myself, but I thought it was going to be a fart. So I guess it still classifies as a shart.
Well, I don't think I've had a shart that wasn't diarrheal. I've never had just a turd fall out of my
body. But it was just the volume of it.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
There was no turning it off.
You didn't clamp down on it.
You couldn't.
Ooh.
It was like one of those where you just like, you lose control of the sphincter.
Yeah. It just uncorked and
the
it
force.
was over. Yeah.
That dragon fruit. It's the seeds in the dragon fruit is what does it, because it pulls water into your intestines.
Oh, and it greases the gears. Oh, man. That dragon fruit's good, though. Tasty. A little lemon on it. Tasty.
Love dragon fruit.
And black coffee.
It always unstops me up.
So what, you just cleaned yourself from there and just pretended nothing happened?
Yep. Got some Lysol wipes. Thank you, Brett. Got some gingerbread cookies from Brett.
Bag secured. Do you got any other short stories you want to go over? I mean, what can top that, though? That's pretty...
Another funny one. Well, I have one from when we were dating.
I know the one you're talking about.
And I have another one from when I was a kid. I was in 3rd grade and I was standing in line behind my best friend Tori Taylor, and we were going to gym, and I farted and I sharted myself, and I told Tori, I was like, Tori, I sharted.
You said sharted? You used the word?
Yes.
Interesting.
We knew the word.
Nice.
Me and my sister, it was a common word in our vocabulary.
I'm sure it was.
And she was like, go to the office and call your mom. And I was like, okay. So I went to the office, and this was back when we still had cord phones, and like you had to dial it, and then like I could step far away from the desk.
For privacy.
Yes. But it still was a small room.
And they could hear you?
Yes, I'm sure they could, but I was whispering on the phone. But I dialed it, and I like took it as far back as I could, and I was like, Mom, I need you to bring me some underwear. And she was like, why? And I was like, I sharted. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you, Brett, for the spaceman.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in that office.
Yeah.
What did she say? Was she mad, or was she pretty chill about it?
She just thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I bet the office ladies did too.
They didn't react from what I remember, but I was probably so nervous I wasn't listening.
I have a feeling they reacted.
And then the other time I sharted, we went to get hibachi. We ate it, and I got that spicy rice, and man, that spicy rice goes right through me. And we were taking Lucy, my parents' dog, my childhood dog. She's really my dog, but she still lives with my mom because that's where she's always lived. Thank you so much, Brett. But she's with us right now, actually. She's over there. Lucy. She's old. She's an old girl. She's like 13 or 14 years old now.
Big girl.
But we were taking her to the vet, Petco, and she was in the front seat floorboard. Like, I was in the passenger seat. You were driving. I farted. I had to. I couldn't hold it in. Like, my stomach was bubbling. And I knew it was going to be rancid. I could tell because it burned.
Yeah.
The first one, like, burned coming out. Let it out again. We were just getting off the exit to get on the interstate. Or onto the interstate off the ramp. And I decided to let it loose. And that same thing happened. It just pours out. And poop is seeping through my pants. And you're like, did you shit yourself? And
I was very, very respectful about it, but I needed to know, did you shit yourself?
You literally said, did you just shit yourself? And I was thinking he was like just being, exaggerating because it stunk so bad. It smelled like eggs, like nasty eggs. And I was like, thank you, Brett. And I was
the
like,
dog had shit herself, I thought at first.
I was like, yes, actually I did. I was wearing leggings and it was coming through the leggings. So we took Lucy, and Lucy was trying to lick it up, which was disgusting. And so I took the blanket that my mom let me borrow for Lucy and just wiped myself, like sopped it up as much as I could. And then you brought Lucy into Petco, Petco, right?
Target.
PetSmart is where it was.
No, I went to Target.
Well, yeah, but you brought Lucy in first to PetSmart for her appointment. And then there was a Target, so you went into Target and you got like Clorox. They were like an off-brand Clorox.
I thought they were baby wipes.
They were not.
Oh.
And I cleaned myself with these wipes, and he got me some new leggings. And that's the story. And he still married me. That was when we were just dating.
I want to say I was not judging like, oh, did you just shit yourself? That's nasty. I was like, I thought she was sick because we had ate at that hibachi place before. Or no, it had been a different hibachi place. I'd gotten sick off hibachi before.
That was the one where they had the human trafficking.
That one was bad. But I remembered eating there and getting sick. And I was like, did you just shit yourself? Because I was thinking, like, did this place do this to us again? Because it's a matter of time before I shit myself if she's shitting herself. But apparently that wasn't the case. It was just
that's what spicy rice does to me. I don't know why.
Because I didn't get sick.
Yeah. Thank you guys for all the gifts. You're so sweet.
But no, it's just, people do that. It's just, if you're sick, you're sick.
I just have poop problems. I have IBS.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed.
IBSD?
I think I have a combination of both.
What is IBSD and
C and D? Constipation, diarrhea. I really do. I went to the doctor because I have a lot of intestinal problems, mainly tied to anxiety, though, is what I think.
Yeah.
Like that lightning you get, like, it hurts out of nowhere.
It's terrible.
And also, sometimes I have such bad pain in my stomach, I have to lay down. Like, I feel ill. That happens to me. It's happened to me a couple times at work, and I literally had to go lay in a hospital bed because I was in such pain. But it's just gas. It's like my anxiety produces gas in my stomach. Your feelings are tied to your gut.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Well said.
Yeah.
Gut feeling.
It's a gut thing, but so I did go to the gastroenterologist just to get it checked out, and I was supposed to get a scope, but I never did. But they said it was probably nothing. They just wanted to be completely sure that I didn't have like a stomach ulcer or something, but I don't have bleeding or anything.
You got a lemon seed.
So I just never went. And it's not really bothered me lately.
There you go.
The pains,
The pain, the
Yeah.
suffering.
But yeah, that's the short stories.
Short stories.
What else is there?
That was it. That was the last thing.
Well,
I wanted to end it on a high note.
Somebody said, are we just going to glaze over the human trafficking?
There was I don't know if it was necessarily human trafficking, but from what I remember, there was a hibachi place in the county that at one time was really good.
I'm
but
blanking on what it was called.
I think they changed the name a couple of times. I think it changed hands. But I don't think they were necessarily human trafficking, but I remember it getting raided, like actually raided by like the federal government, like ICE. And I don't think that they were human trafficking, but I remember reading in the paper that they had immigrants working there under unfair conditions. So it was one of
Like
those things.
trading
I think there
certain
was
services
I think there
for
was some of that going
more
on.
hours.
I think that certain female employees are being taken advantage of and to be able to accrue more hours. And I think that which is a major offense, if true. I don't know whatever became of it. And I think they also alleged that workers who were not American citizens were being extorted in some way for their labor, which
I don't know.
is another huge form of human trafficking that I don't think gets talked about a lot, is people getting trafficked for their labor.
Yeah.
So those barrels together came and it got raided by the feds and it was shut down for months. And then it got bought by another. I think it got bought by another company. And now it's a completely different kind of restaurant. I have not been there since.
No, now we go to Nobu in Mount Juliet.
That one's
or
good.
Saki in Lebanon.
There's a lot of good options here. So.
What was that place called?
I think it was Mongolian.
No, it wasn't Mongolian when we went. It was something else. It was like hot.
This is all alleged. I don't know what happened to that business. We don't remember
really
what
don't
it's
have
called.
The specifics, but that's just what
who knows.
He said, she said.
But I remember reading something in some news media that said that was why it was shut down. Which
I was told they were laundering underage people for like bad stuff.
I don't know. Who knows? But stories like that, they grow in the telling. I mean, someone hears that it got raided by the feds, and they immediately think that. It's all
people probably just made a bunch of stuff. But I do think that they really were doing some really shady.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's truth to whatever we heard.
There's probably something to it.
But that is all. Thank you guys for joining us for another podcast episode. I can only speak fluently in Sioux. I can't even speak fluently in my own voice. I don't know what it is about it.
It just happens sometimes.
It gives me power, Sioux. Like power. I can do anything.
Power.
With the Sioux voice, but when I'm myself, I'm like blah, blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah. But thanks for stopping by.
Yes, thank you guys for coming, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Look who just woke up, Frankie.
Frankie's awake.
See y'all later.
Bye.